hindi mo na daw itigil ito. Kasi last lecture na ito, 1 oras na lang eh. So may mga iba sa inyo na sabi nila, bakit hindi naman padiretsohin yan? Siguro pababain natin. Ako, conforme ako, hindi magulugi. Mas gusto ko nga, sinong gusto nga i-diretso ito, another 10 hours? Baby, kamay. Wala man pagbabago sa programa natin, ganun pa rin eh. At saka, ang problema lang, hahaba yung ating merienda. Kasi ibig sabihin, tag-2 merienda tayo for the next 2 weeks. Pero hindi naman tayo logi dyan eh. Total, ang isang merienda, sinisingit natin man lang between the early worship and Sunday school. Ang revival daw, ipatuloy na rin. Which is good. Isama natin yung, although, ma-break natin ito sa Holy Week dahil ang ating Holy Week, we will have again the entrance of Jesus Christ sa Domingo de Ramos. That will be the week sa Sunday na yan. Pagkatapos ituloy natin hasta sa Resurrection Sunday. But mabuti nga yan dahil hastang huli. That siguro last week baka pwede natin madagdag mga another maybe another 3 Sundays. Okay na yan. Gusto ko rin yan dahil ito kasi dalhin ko rin to sa Singapore o sa Malaysia. Nag-lock ito Bakit? Cancel. Sana, dyan na. Okay, ang period covered by the 70th week. Kanina pinag-usapan natin yung 78th week. Pag 78th week, that is Daniel's identity of the tribulation period. Ang tawag ng Revelation ay tribulation. Jacob's trouble. So, sabi din ng Daniel. Yan po ay ang 7 years, pinakamaiksi na that's the shortest empire of all empires ng ating nabanggit. Ang Egyptian Empire, mga 400 years. Ang Assyrian Empire or Syria is about 100 years. Ang Babylon is also 100 years. Ang Persian Empire is also about 100 years. And then ang Greece, medyo mahaba-haba dahil 400 years. Ang Rome, umabot ang Rome sa mga almost 600 years. Pagkatapos wala na ng empire. After Rome, there is no more world empire. Although pinipilit ng ibang mga scholars na ang Ottoman Empire or the Turkey, ang empire ng Turkey, Istanbul, Constantinople. Tinatawag nila nga seven empire daw yun, ikapitong empire after Rome. But hindi yan nalagay sa Bible. In the first place, Turkey. Israel has never been there in Turkey. Hindi sila as a nation went to Turkey. They went to Syria, they went to Assyria, and then when Alexander became a world power, they hawak din sila ni Alexander. Tapos hawak din sila ng Roman Empire during the Church Age. So, hindi pwede na ilagay natin ang Ottoman Empire as a biblical empire. Tapos sabi naman ng iba, ang British daw ay nagiging empire din. Totoo na rin yan dahil na-control ng British almost all of Europe and also of Africa. Tapos sabi nila, ang US nagiging world empire din because until now, it's still the most powerful nation in the world. But hindi yan nakakwalify sa biblical empires. There are only 7 world empires in Revelation, and the 7th empire, actually the 6th is the Roman Empire, and the 7th empire is the Tribulation Empire. And then there is the 8th, which is the millennial reign of Christ. Napansin ko pala ito dahil nakikita ko sa video sa internet, natatamaan ito ng millennium. Kulang N. So, kayo na lang, imagine niyo na lang double N ang millennium kasi NNE, nakalimutan na omit. Okay, but Nagpapakita lang yan na Bible lang ang verbally and plenary inspired. All the rest are not. Okay, after the rapture, nalaman natin, for those of you who were not here during Sunday school time, after the rapture, 4 horses kaagad ang papasok. And the 4 horses are the 4 events that will put the Antichrist as the world's dictator after suppressing all rebellion. So napag-aralan namin kanina sa umaga na ang rebellion against the Antichrist will come from the Arab rebellious group also. ISIS, Hamas, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, Abu Sayyaf, at all the other Islamic terrorist groups, they will be a problem to the Antichrist because without eliminating them, he cannot offer world peace and prosperity. Kailangan nga yun ay kanyang isuppress. And so, for the first 7 months after we're gone, the 4 horses, the Antichrist on a white horse is going to be installed. And then after that, ay susunod ang 6 years na prosperity around the world. And then the last 5 months, there will be geologic disturbance. Kaya yung sinasabi nila na mga the big one, hindi yan mangyari sa time natin. The big one will take place doon, dito sa last, that's last 5 months. Doon na ang catastrophe, doon na lahat, geologic, weather disturbance, global warming, lahat diyan yan mangyari. Dahil God will begin clipping on the power of the Antichrist. And so yung last 7 trumpets at ang last na vials will be Armageddon. Ang 6 seal na nilalagay ng karamihan ng mga commentaries, nalagay lang 6 seal sa middle. 6 seal is Armageddon already. Ang description ng seal number 6 is already Armageddon. Ang description ng trumpet number 6 is also Armageddon. Tapos, ang vial number 6 is also Armageddon. So actually, 3 Armageddon ang makita natin dito. Seal number 6, trumpet number 6, and vial number 6. Puro yan Armageddon. That means that all those 6 seals, 7 trumpets, and the 7 vials are all the way to the end. Hindi kay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yun ang ginawa ni Scofield at ni Larkin. At ganun din ang ating tinuturo dito. Hasta si Pastor Romeo, ako, lahat. Na from, ang seal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hanggang gitna. Tapos 7 trumpets sa gitna, sa kalahati din, one half of the 3.5 years. And then after that, the vials. Imbis na ganito, bakante yun. Ang bakante dyan, that means that the whole world under the Antichrist will enjoy prosperity and peace. Kaya lang, peace because you submit to His authority or else you get beheaded. Magkaroon ka nga ng peace, basta ganun. If that will be done in the Philippines, we will have peace pagkatapos ng eleksyon. Kung lahat ay papatayin kasi wala nang buhay. Okay. So, yun ang ating pinag-aralan kanina. Now, we will see. Sa loob ng 7 years, ang test ng Diyos ay pananampalataya pa rin. So, hindi nagbabago. Palagi pananampalataya sa Garden ng Eden, outside the Garden ng Eden, human government, dispensation sa Old Testament, the church, tribulation period. Faith pa rin ang hinahanap ng Panginoon. But faith in whom? Faith in God? Faith in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? Or faith in the Antichrist? In this particular thing, it is faith in the Antichrist or submission to the Antichrist. Papatatak ka ngayon ng 666 sa kay Antikristo. Okay, so ang loyalty to God or and refusal of the mark of the beast. I had been listening to the Arab converts to Christianity because siyempre pakinggan natin sila because they are involved in the tribulation period. That's why I am interested kung anong ituturo ng mga Arab na Christians at mga Bible scholars na Arab about the tribulation period. Kasi sila yun kanila yun Tribulation period is Arab, Muslim, and then Israel is there. So sino atin pakinggan kung sila maggawa ng explanation? If you want to know, there is a scholar andyan sa internet, ang kanyang pangalan ay si Missler. Nakalimutan ko kanyang first name. John Missler. Siya po ay parang he is a Hebrew scholar that listens to Walid Shubat. Sila parang nagtutulungan sila na mag-identify kung sino yung Antikristo. And so, itong Mark of the Beast is very important. Ito, atin tingnan ito ngayong umaga. Ang Mark of the Beast, mystery. If you are going to play with numbers, you can make almost every person in history as the Antichrist. Una, ginawa nila si Hitler. Lumabas din na ang pangalan na Hitler, Adolf Hitler. Nalabas din nila ang 666. Nang si Kissinger, nalabas din nilang 666. Ngayon si Obama na 666 pa rin. And therefore, last night, nakinig ako sa isang si Missler nga ito. Sabi niya, everybody seem to think that the 666 in Revelation is Latin. So makakuha ka rin ng kahulugan ng 666 kung Latin na numerical ang iyong gamitin. Roman. Sabi niya, ang iba naman ay ginagamit nila Greek. Because the Bible was written in Greek, and therefore 666 should be interpreted as a number na sa Greek. But last night lang, kagabi lang, habol dito sa morning na ito, he said, why don't we use the Arabic na 666? If we believe that the Antichrist is an Islamic, then we should use the Islamic alphabet para sa 666. Sabi ko, tama, no? Alam niyo kung anong result? Ang sa gitna na daw gaganon, paghigain mo, parang serpent nga naga-crawl. In other words, the middle 6 is Satan. Yung doon sa dulo is Allah. Allah. And then dito sa una, sword nga naga-cross, war. Yan ang gusto ng Muslim And so the mark is the mark of the beast. His number is 666. Okay. Ano yung the name? His name, Allah. Sword. And then, Muhammad, his prophet. Kaya yun ang kanilang So either you take hold of the serpent by having yourself marked by the serpent and by Allah, and because takot ka sa gera, at isa pa pala, I think I will inject this also as another interpretation of Daniel. Kasi itong son of perdition or Antichrist is going to abandon and reject the faith of his fathers. Ay ngayon, kung yan ay kung yan ay ang Arab, if that is Ismael, what was the faith of Ismael when he was with Abraham? Siyempre, siya nga He is the only recorded son of Abraham na na-circumcised because he was included in the family of Abraham. And so, this Antichrist will forsake and reject the faith of Abraham, his father. And he will also refuse the rights to women. He will not honor the God of his fathers, nor honor the desires of women. Hindi yan bakla. Kasi ang iba, gawin nila si Antikristo daw, bakla. Kasi he will not honor the desire of women. Kasi hindi nalagay ang honor eh. Ang ano na yan dyan, yung sentence ay ganito. He will not honor the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women. Meaning, he will not grant freedom to women. What government and religion today withholds the rights of women? Sa Christianity, freedom. I was in America visiting our children in 2012, and it happened that there was a doctor who was a Muslim, and his wife was going to divorce him, and it was known that his wife is divorcing him. Ang asawa niya Islamic din, pero US citizens na lahat. And he killed his wife. Honor killing. I-divorce mo ako, patay na lang kita. And it was not shown on media at all. There was a complete blackout, news blackout. Kaya sabi nga ng mga tao sa Amerika, if America is really serious about protecting the rights of its citizens, could they protect the right of this woman who divorces his husband? And so ang ginawa nila, ginpa-demonstrate nila sa TV. I think it was CNN or Fox. Ang isa ka Muslim na Christian ay sinabihan kung how does a Muslim husband kill, honorably kill his wife. At ang ginagawa pala nila ay may kutsilyo na matalim. At hinahawakan yung babae dito sa liig. Iniipit. Pagkatapos ginugulgul ito. That is the way you kill your wife if she dishonors you. How many of you would like to do that? Kaya ang Revelation 8, that's the first time that I have heard that. I heard that about 2 months ago from Walid Shoebat. Of course, there are things that Walid Shoebat is saying that I cannot agree with, but there are also a lot of things that is worth listening sa kanya. Siya rin na nagsabi nito, and our fundamental Baptist scholars have not even noticed this. He will worship the God of force. Alam niyo sa akin Daniel Revelation, nagkamali ako doon I think I made a mistake. He will worship the God of nature. Kasi force Kala ko yung force is nature. He will worship the God of nature. But an Arab convert to Christianity says, no, he will worship the God of fortress or the God of war. Tama, because Islam is always warring and warring and warring. Kaya sabi ko, natauhan ako ata doon eksakto sa He will not honor the God of his father, Abraham. He will not honor the rights of women. He will worship the God of war and the God of forces, fortress. Kasi ang force pala dyan is fortress yun sa Hebrew. He will worship the God of fortress, a God of defenses, a God of war. Sa Greek mythology, si Mercury yun ang God of war. Tama ba? Okay, so during the tribulation period, the test is going to be if you remain loyal to God, you refuse the mark of the beast, Allah, Satan, war. Okay. Then, or you die, or you remain loyal to God. Okay, ang result ng test na ito sa 7 years, again, let us imagine that the world by then is going to be billion people. Ang naalis ay fundamental Bible Christianity lang. And therefore, palagay ko, they will not even notice it. We are so few in the world that if God removes all the true believers today, the world will not even notice it. Pag-install lang sa kay Antikristo nga hawakan ng buong mundo, lahat na television is going to be focused on him. Makalimutan na yan kung sino nawala dito sa Project 6. Ang nakaalam lang yan, yung kayo na hindi totoo na believer, nga paglinggo, dating dito, wala na kami. O kaya baka kayo ang naalis, ako na iwan. Almost all nations and peoples, 8 billion of the world will submit to the Antichrist. Yun ang description. How do I know that? Because at the end of the millennial reign, the saints are going to be so few that they will be surrounded by the force by those who were deceived by Satan when he is released for after 1,000 years. Those who refuse will be beheaded. There is no person alive by the time Armageddon comes. Every person who believes in God, our God, is going to be beheaded. Proof, Revelation 6. You will stay there a little while until your brethren and fellow servants that are still on earth will also be beheaded as you were beheaded. So walang matira na saint na hindi mabehead, because beheading is part of your demonstration that you believe in God, even if the Antichrist will behead you. Ang hirap ata niyan. Mabuti ngayon hindi tayo ginaganyan . Okay, so the result is that, and then the judgment. Sa bawat tribulation, sa bawat dispensation, may judgment. Adam and Eve, innocence, judgment, get out of Eden. Conscience, you do not respect the laws of God or the command of God, then you keep on doing sin, then the flood. After the flood, the government, the people who were told to go and replenish the earth and have dominion over the sea under God, they did not do it, and therefore God confused the languages, and He intervened in the DNAs of the 3 sons of Noah, and therefore you have the 3 major races in the world today, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And then after that, the other minor variations, the thousands of variations of families and races and tongues, which, by the way, up to now is more than 2,000 tongues, languages in the world today. That started sa judgment ng Panginoon. Then after that, Israel was judged. God scattered them all over the world. I think there is no country in the world today where there is no Jew scattered. Talagang distribute sila ng Panginoon sa buong mundo. I think 90% of the Jews today are outside of Israel. Kunti lang noon sa Israel. Okay. Ang judgment ng tribulation period will be Armageddon. So Christ will return. Ito na yung tinatawag talaga na second coming. Ang first coming niya is at Bethlehem on the Feast of the Tabernacle, or His coming to Nazareth when He was conceived. So the first destination of Jesus Christ when He became flesh was Nazareth, because He was conceived there. But He was born in Bethlehem, very close to Jerusalem. Okay, ang second coming niya is at Armageddon. Ang coming niya sa rapture na kinanta ng ating choir dito is a secret. Nobody will know it. Kaya wala yun ng date. Nag-usap-usap kami kanina ni Brother Joseph. Sabi ko, bakit kinakantan lang midnight? At midnight daw ay madating si Jesus. Kaya sa Bible, 2 shall be sleeping, midnight, 1 shall be taken, the other left behind. 2 shall be working, plowing in the field. Ano yon? Sino nagpa-plow midnight? Araw yon. Okay. So, 2 will be plowing. It's daytime. 1 shall be taken, the other left behind. Two women shall be grinding at the mill. What time do you grind at the mill? Depende. Mga babae kasi yung nagagiling eh. So kung wala sila labahan, doon sila sa araw maggiling. Kung wala sila, overtime sila sa gabi, doon sila giling. In other words, the coming of Christ at the rapture will be any day. Because kung alas 12 doon sa Greenwich, sa London, ay alas 12 dito sa kabila, sa international, dito sa Pacific Ocean. Kasi dyan ang kalahati eh. London, Greenwich, at saka Pacific Ocean. And then, Philippines, dito tayo sa sa ating side dito. We are ahead of America by 16 hours. So, ang rapture, it could happen anytime. But it will be very close to Sunday. The Lord's Day. Sunday. Okay. So, Armageddon. He comes. Very important ito eh. When God is going to end the tribulation period at Armageddon, kasama tayo at ang lahat ng mga saints na napatay din sa tribulation period. So malaking ebidensya na sa Revelation, there is no saint that will be left because he will be all coming down with Christ. Revelation 15 pa lang, doon ang lahat na tribulation saints kumakanta na eh. They are already in the throne, before the throne of God. So when Christ returns for Armageddon, He will return with all resurrected saints of innocence, conscience, human government, Israel, church, at tribulation saints. Ang hindi niya lang kasama dito, yung millennial saints, kasi hindi pa nakasimula ang millennium. So kasama ni Jesus ang lahat na saints sa 6 at 7 dispensations. Okay. When the world's population marked by the beast, 666, will be destroyed. So, by that time, alam na natin na ang lahat na saints patay na at resurrected at ang lahat na hindi naligtas ay papatayin ni Jesus sa Armageddon. So, walang matira. No unbelievers, no saint will remain. Bantayan nyo yan dahil may proposal tayo dyan na mga bata lang ang hindi mamarkahan. That's why I believe that the people, the humans that are going to enter the millennium are the innocent babies that could not be marked by God nor by the beast because they are innocent. God will not allow that. Even God will not force His mark on innocent babies because they do not decide. Hindi pa sila masubukan. If faith is the test, then how can you test the faith of an innocent baby? Hindi mo masubukan yon. At by the way, that idea and that question, we have been raising that for 20 years already. But there are still people today that would like to have some saints enter the millennium and some unbelievers entering the millennium. Yan ang turo ng karamihan ng mga scholars. I used to teach that also. Hindi ko na tinuturo yun. I would like to start with the millennium with the babies. You start with the millennium also with baby animals also. Mama, kakainin nyo nila yung babies kung isalo mo yan sila. Patayin mo muna ang lahat ng makamandak dyan ng mga predators. Okay, another gawin ng Panginoon sa judgment after the millennium, after the tribulation period. Satan and all demons will be cast to the bottomless pit. Hindi lang patayin ng Diyos ang lahat na mamarkahan ng 666, kundi hulihin din ng Diyos, Revelation 20, hulihin niya si Satanas at lahat ng mga demonyo. Hindi kasi nalagay na ang lahat na demonyo ay isama sa kay Satanas. Nakalagay lang doon sa Revelation 12, Revelation 20, 1 to 4, nakalagay lang doon na Satan will be chained, tapos ilagay sa bottomless pit. But it's needless to say that if Satan, who is the leader, was cast into heaven, from heaven into the earth with all his fallen angels, and if Abaddon, together with him, ay nilagay na doon sa bottomless pit, remember that at this time, Abaddon from the bottomless pit has already come up also. Andyan na siya pag-abot ng Armageddon. When Armageddon came, Abaddon was still here on earth after tormenting for 5 months those that have the mark of the beast. So pagdating ng Armageddon, pagkatapos ng Armageddon, dito pa si Satanas, dito pa yung principalities and powers, kasama yung mga demonyo ngayon na laya. Tapos dito pa si Abaddon, dito pa yung kanya mga demonyo. And so, I assume that when God put Satan he put him in the bottomless pit, he also put Abaddon and his angels also in the bottomless pit, so that no demon is running around in the world anymore. I like that. Dahil kasi kung minsan sinasabi na ng Panginoon sinasabi na marami, talo ng Diyos nyo. Tingnan yung Church of Satan ngayon. Sa internet, tingnan nyo internet. Church of Satan, nako, ang dami-dami ang kanilang kanilang membro. Iba nga sa inyo, hindi pa nakabukas ng First Baptist Church of Manila.org. Buksan niyo yung Church of Satan. Mapuno yung ninyo ng doktrina ni Satanas. Kung may 10 commandments ang si Moses, sila may 9 commandments. Buti nila ginawa na 12. Binawasan nila. Okay, so Satan and all his demon be cast into the lake of fire, into bottomless pit. Hindi pa to lake of fire, Pagkatapos, isama na lang natin dyan, Satan, Abaddon. Doon, binalik din sila. They are all absent from the world of humans for 1,000 years. Kaya lang ang mortal na tao, makasalanan by nature, dito na malaman natin. Kasi ang iba sa atin ngayon, basta magawa ng kasalanan, sabihin lang, si Satan made me do it. Si Satan kasi kaya nakagawa ako ng kasalanan kasi tukso ako ni Satan Wala akong magawa dito sa time na millennium, wala ka nasisihin kung magawa ka pa ng kasalanan kasi wala nang demonyo Ikaw na talaga yon ang mag-decide niyan. Kaya grabe din ang parusa sa mga tao na si Kristo na yung kanilang dapat sambahin, ay si Satanas ng pinalabas, ay nagsamba pa sila. And then there are others, The beast, pwede nga natin ilagay dyan Satan and Abaddon and all their followers cast into the bottomless pit. The beast and the false prophet will be cast alive. Kaya raptured yun to the lake of fire. Sila ang una na dalawa na tao na itapon sa impyerno. Una pa sila kay Satanas. Di ba sabi natin, the lake of fire, the hell is prepared for the devil and his angels. Pero ang una na ilagay ng Panginoon doon, yung dalawa nga na-possess ni Satanas sa tribulation period. The Antichrist and the false prophet, in a twinkling of an eye, will go to hell, resurrected already. Translated. Kaya, Enoch, in the twinkling of an eye, Enoch was transformed to immortality and put into paradise, doon sa Abraham's bosom. Elijah, in a twinkling of an eye, di ba sabi, kung makita mo ako, then what you are asking for, you will get. But you are asking for a hard thing. Give me a double portion, sabi ni Elisha. If you see me go, then imagine binantayan niya talaga. Nang inakyat, twinkling of an eye, nakita niya. O, kita mo, nakakita pa. Kunti lang. Twinkling of an eye, they were transformed. Sa atin naman, church age, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, the dead in Christ shall rise, twinkling of an eye. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them also in the twinkling of an eye. So itong dalawa na ito, twinkling of an eye din. They will not anymore experience death and funeral services. Wala na. Hindi na sila because twinkling of an eye. Okay. So yan ay only 7 years. Ito yung ginpadrawing ko sa kay Christine Batalya, ating estudyante dito na magaling sa design yon. Gindrawing niya yan. At sana kung mapalaki yan na talagang ganito kalaki. Kulang pa yan Kung drawingin mo talaga yan, Dapat abutin mo talaga yung horizon sa because that will be in Megiddo. May nakakyat dito na pastor, sabi niya, "Pastor, hindi ba mga tangke yun ang magira doon? Hindi ba mga warship yun?" Sabi ko, vision yun eh. Alanganin mo na nga, bigyan mo ng vision yung tao, pagkatapos ang gamitin mo na vision yung tangke, di gira nga, hindi man nila nakita yun, at mga eroplano. Sino nakakita ng eroplano noon, yung mga jet? Ito, inabilang ko, may duha ka group ng jet dito nga nag-practice eh. Ang isa, 15 sila. Ang isa, 10. Nag-ikot-ikot dito. Akala ko World War na. Pangit talaga tingnan yung mga jet na nag-ikot-ikot dito sa Project 6. Vision yan eh. War during the time is by horses. However is going to be done, I like the representation here na they are riding on horses. Na kaya doon sa taas, may mga horses din yon. White horse din yun sa taas. Those are horses din. Kaya lang, nilagay mayroon tayo dito, pinadrawing ko sa kay Brother Bal. Baka hindi nyo kilala si Bal. Yan si Baltasar. Ang pangalan niya yan, si Chris Gaspar Baltasar, kag si Melchor. May Melchor tayo dito, Pastor Melchor Manlangit. Tapos Brother Baltasar, ano apelyido mo? Gando. Wala tayo ng Chris. Wala tayo ng ano. Okay. So, gindrawing niya ito, I have it. Yung kanya, yung malaki na, I have it. Basta may pastor nga magbisita, pinakita ko. Na-drawing ito ng fine arts. Gindrawing yan ni Bal. Okay. So, ang picture dyan ay, you have the Old Testament saints, doon nakasakay sa kabayo din. The church saints na resurrected na, nasakay din sa kabayo. Pero hindi pa sila bumaba. Hindi pa sila bumaba. Doon lang. Yung turo namin yan ni Mr. Sanglap dati, baba ka agad yan, pagkatapos bira na sa Armageddon. Ang gulo-gulo ata, magsikip tayo doon eh. At saka baka hahanapin mo mga kalaban natin dito sa Philippines ng mga andyan pala mga kayo yung grupo ni Soriano. baka vengeance belong to us. Hindi. Ayaw tayo ng Panginoon isama dito eh. Mamaya patayin nyo yung kagalit nyo dito sa Project 6. You do not. Vengeance is mine. Sabi ng Panginoon, I will repay. Said the Lord. Hindi kayo magsali dito. We will not be allowed to kill anybody. For the sake of Christ, we kill? No. Let the Muslims do it, but not the Christians. Love your enemies tayo eh. So hindi tayo magbaba. Can you imagine the scenario? The whole world is invited by the 3 frogs sa Revelation 16. May 3 kapalaka sa Revelation 16. 1 frog gets out of the mouth of the dragon. Ang isa kapalaka lalabas sa bunganga ng Antichrist. And then the 3rd frog will come out of the mouth of the false prophet. And these frogs are going to go jumping supernaturally around the world in order to invite all those that can fight. Ang maiwan lang yan dyan, ang mga senior citizen, kasi hindi na yan makalaban eh. So, all the women and the senior citizens and the disabled will remain in their countries. But all the men of war are going to be invited by the Antichrist to come and join, and they will all gather at Megiddo. Because, ang sabi dito, Israel will be their enemy. Kaya buong mundo sa Armageddon is going to flock. Ang galing sa Europe at saka sa West, ang galing sa Europe dito sa Mediterranean. Sabi nga doon ang Mediterranean will be dried up. Para na makaabot ang army dito galing sa West. Tapos, Euphrates River will also dry up so that the army from the East, 200 million army from the East. Andyan yung Kyrgyzstan, lahat ng mga Central Asian na mga countries. They are all going to cross the Euphrates River dito sa dito sa kabila. And they will all meet in the valley of Megiddo. Twice kami nakapunta sa valley ng Megiddo when I was there. Doon. We went to Megiddo on 2000. Then we again returned in 2012. Nakikita kami ng valley ng Megiddo. Although hindi na kami bumaba doon sa kay Jehoshaphat na water system niya na ginawa doon sa tabi ng Megiddo. Ang Megiddo, kung magtayo ka doon sa bundok facing from the north, magharap ka sa south, makita mo yung Mediterranean sa right. Kita mo actually, ang Mediterranean makita mo dito sa right. Pagtingin ka sa left, kita mo yung Jordan at saka River Jordan at saka yung UN buffer zone doon between Jordan and Israel. Makita mo yun lapad-lapad. And in the front of you is a valley that is very wide. Up to doon. Makita mo actually ang valley up to sa northern tip ng Masada or ng northern tip ng Dead Sea. So ganun yan Tingnan mo. You imagine that, na yan ay puno ng 200 million katao ng army. And then, lo and behold, when they arrived, no Israel anymore. Wala ng Israel. Dinala na kasi ang ang saint nadala na sa langit. Can you imagine? You war against Israel and you see them there, tribulation saints. Ang makita nila dito sa mundo ay si Jesus lang, the only rider of the horse. Sa ganun na sitwasyon, kaya may standstill walang kumikilos Sa ganun na sitwasyon, nakita mo yun doon sa taas, hindi lang yan dyan Kung ito 360 degrees, hasta dito, nakapaligiran yan ng lahat ng mga saints din of all ages riding on white horses. Dito yan, nakasakay kayo sa kabayo, tapos may isa dito sa gitna na ang uniform niya, ang kabayo, kamukha ng mga kabayo doon sa taas. Are you going to attack him? Pag hindi patigasin ng Panginoon ang puso ng mga ito, hindi yan sila mag-attack. Sa takot nila niyan ay hindi yan sila mag-atake. Katulad din yan sa atin ngayon, when you are fighting against a very strong army. Pagkatapos, pagtingin mo kayo, andyan yung mga sharpshooters at ang mga may mga scope, mga rifle nakapaligid yan ito, nakatutok sa iyo. Are you going to fight? Kaya lang, sa kagalit nila sa kay Jesus, they will attack. Kaya binabantayan lang sila ng Panginoon Actually, ang dala ni Jesus dyan sa vision is a sword in His mouth. The sword in His mouth is His powerful word that said, "Let there be light," and there was light. "Let there be blood," and there was blood. "Let there be death," and there was death. Yun ang kapangyarihan ng ating Panginoon. Sino lalaban dyan? Sabi nila, Pastor, hindi ba na magbaha ang dugo, magdanak ang dugo up to 6 feet? Sa karami ng army sa world, the blood of the horses and the blood of the riders of the horses, and description ni John the Beloved is, blood will flood Megiddo 6 feet deep. Grabe. Di ba sabi sa Hebrews, it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Kaya kung may ito dito, kung may word dyan na nakalagay dyan, tawag nila yung may ganon, pagkatapos may word, may yan. May term yan sa comics. Bubble, okay. Mga bubble nakalagay, lagi ako dito. I shed my blood for you at Calvary. You rejected it. I demand your blood in this valley. Namatay ako para sa inyo sa Kalbaryo para mahugasan kayo ng kasalanan nyo. Ayaw nyo? Hugasan ko ang Megiddo ng dugo nyo. Ayaw nyo maniwala sa akin. Siguro ang una mag-attack sa kanya will be the Israelites who are marked with the 666. Is Bal here? Bal, dito ka? Umuwi na. Okay, kasi sa picture na ito, gusto ko malagyan ng 12 tribes ng Israel na may flag. Reuben, lahat, Simeon, ganun-ganun, ilagay ko dito, kasama dyan, because all the tribes of Israel will be represented in this. Only 144,000 ang nadala sa taas, or minority lang. The rest are going to be joining the army. Kaya gusto ko ng una mismo, hindi ba Israel din na nagpapako sa kay Kristo sa cross? I think they will be the first group that will attack Jesus Christ sa Armageddon. So they come, okay. Tribe of Reuben, march, attack. Attack ang mga unbeliever na Israel. Then God will say, bleed. Every time you cross the line, bleed. Pagsabi siguro ng Panginoon na bleed, 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 north, south, east, west. Then they begin bleeding. Hindi na kailangan. God does not need to touch them with anything. All His word will just say, bleed, bleed, bleed. And then you see the blood. Kaya nga sabi dito sa mga vultures, all vultures come, eat the flesh of the kings and the soldiers of the Antichrist. Yan ang dyan. And then, nakalagay doon sa last verse ng Revelation 19, nakalagay doon, that after killing all of these people here in the valley of Megiddo, Christ will go from one country to another to kill the remnants who did not join the war. Yan ang tanong kasi nila, hindi ba ang Megiddo doon lang ang gira? How will the other people around the world that did not join the war, how will they get killed? Kasi wala na sang saints na natira. Only all unbelievers, ang adult na age of accountability. And so, Christ will go to these countries and kill all the adult population. And I could imagine that will be the time when this army who do not have swords, they will come down with Christ, at kung sinong hindi patayin ni Kristo, i-rescue nila for the millennium. And so you have the greatest 911 rescue missions sa buong mundo, because itong mga saints doon, they will be following Jesus Christ, picking up those that are going to be live. Ang iba kasi patayin ni Jesus. Yung hindi nila patayin, kukunin nila. And so we are going to be talking about that when we reach the millennium. Okay, yan ang senaryo sa Armageddon. Now ngayon, ito yung nilagay ko sa ilalim ng picture na yan in order to explain what's happening. The details of Armageddon are not clear in the Old Testament books. Until the book of Revelation is studied very carefully, the 70th week of Daniel, or more known as the 77 years tribulation period, will remain mysterious and unknown. May mga tao kasi na ayaw nila ituro ang Revelation kasi kakatakot daw yung mga animals doon. Siyempre, makakatakot kung ng animals. Those are not literal monsters there. Lahat na animals sa Revelation, they represent events. Hindi yan sila literal na dragon na may 7 ulo, 7 sungay, tapos may kruna. Hindi yan. It talks about people that and what they represent. And so, kailangan na pag-aralan din natin ang Old Testament books, but you will not know the details of the Armageddon if you do not study Revelation, because Revelation has all the details about Armageddon. Kaya itong mga tinuturo ko sa inyo, sa Revelation nang galing yun, dahil kung kunin ko sa Old Testament, wala akong masabi. Some of the data that Revelation presents more clearly are, ito sa Revelation. Number 1, when Christ comes, the remnant of Israel saved during the 70th will have been resurrected and will join the saints of other ages riding on white horses also. And you have the reference there. So, when He comes, ang remnant ng Israel, not all of Israel, kasi ang most of Israel will die at Armageddon. Kasi hindi sila nagpamarka sila sa kay Antikristo. Even the Gentile tribulation saints, kasi may mga Gentile din na hindi magpatatak sa kay Antikristo will have been resurrected too. Okay, andyan yan sila sa Revelation 7 and Revelation 20. Ang Revelation 20, 4-6 is all those who were beheaded for the testimony and for the word of Jesus Christ, for the word of God, testimony of Christ, are going to be resurrected. So sa Revelation 7, the Gentiles, and then Revelation 14, the Jews, and Revelation 20, Jews and Gentiles. When the army of the Antichrist arrives in Megiddo, Jesus will be alone to face them. He will not need any assistance from angels nor from the resurrected saints as traditionally taught in the seminaries and pulpits across the world. Romans 12:19, diyan nakalagay diyan, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord. He alone had the sword. The saints doon sa taas, ang saints doon, they did not have a sword. Ang dala nila, Red Cross nga medical kit. So, dala nila yung first aid kits para sa mga bata nga i-rescue and then lagay muna sila sa isang malaki na orphanage para alagaan doon. Sabi ng iba, saan sila kakain? Nalala niyong 5 loaves and 2 fishes? Is it a problem for Jesus to feed these babies? Nagauna naman ako doon na lang yan sa millennium. Okay. The saints have none. After slaying the armies of Armageddon, at Armageddon, Christ proceeds to all countries to slay all those with the mark of the beast. Okay? No saints remain alive after the battle of Armageddon. All saints will reign with Christ together with those of the Old Testament and church age. So lahat na saints and tribulation period will join us and also the Old Testament saints to reign. Kaya wag kayo maniwala sa Bible Bap. Ang Bible Bap, alam niyo yung Bible Bap, mga Baptist din yan, mga kaibigan natin yun dahil kasama natin yan sila sa evangelism. Pero hindi yan sila natin kasama sa sa eschatology. Iba yung doktrina sa church. Wala daw ng universal church. Wala daw ng spiritual body si Jesus Christ. Local church lang daw. So wala sila universal church. At sila lang ang Bible Bap ang bride. Tayo hindi. Mga bisita lang daw tayo. Reception lang tayo. Sila sa presidential table. Tayo doon lang sa tabi-tabi. Yan ang turo nila Okay, sige lang. Total malaman din nila nga kasama din pala tayo sa presidential table. Hindi naman kailangan awayan yan Total malaman na rin. I'm saying that because we have 12 Bible Baptist missionaries that we are supporting in foreign countries. Kasi magaling sila Magaling sila sa kanilang evangelism. They probably are the best Baptist group in evangelistic organization effort. Magaling talaga sila sa evangelism. Kulang tayo diyan. Okay? So theologically, only the innocent babies and infants of all nations are unmarked. Hindi yan mamarkahan Logically, since all those marked by God had been killed by the Antichrist and the false prophet and also by Abaddon. Idagdag ko yan dyan. Also by Abaddon. Kasi ang nagpatay sa 2 witnesses si Abaddon Hindi kaya, ang 2 witnesses hindi kaya patayin ni Antikristo kung ng false prophet. Pantay sila kasi. So, prophet, they will not enter into the millennium as mortals. Okay. All marked by the beast are killed at the end of the battle of Armageddon. No unsaved mortal will enter the millennium. Pag unsaved ikaw, you will be killed at Armageddon. If you are a saint, you will be killed by the Antichrist. So, hindi ka rin makapasok as mortal. Kasi may mga iba dito na doon na lang daw sila sa millennium, mga sawa. Hindi ka pwede doon makapunta ng mga sawa kasi imuakuan ka na Resurrected ka na. The so-called judgment of the nations in Matthew 25:31 cannot be before the millennium. At Armageddon, proof ito. At Armageddon, no nation will be Israel's friend. wala nasyon na kaibigan ng Israel sa whole tribulation period. All will be against Israel. Sa ngayon nga, may kaibigan pang Israel eh. But at the tribulation period, there will be no friend of Israel. Sabi ng mga commentators, if you are a friend of Israel daw sa time ng Armageddon, the whole nation will enter daw the millennium. Ipasama itong mga corrupt natin na mga kasamahan na hindi napatawad ng Diyos. Papasukin mo sa millennium dahil kaibigan natin ng Israel. I was listening to the broadcast of the Iglesia ni Cristo yesterday afternoon. Hindi ko alam na ang kanilang School of Agriculture pala all over the Philippines is financed by Israel. Grabe! Sa Nueva Ecija, pinakita nila sa Luzon. Ang kanilang mga school sa agriculture na pinapatakbo ng Iglesia ni Cristo is teamed up. Ginasuporta pala sila ng Israel. So, friend sila ng Israel dito sa Pilipinas. Na-jealous nga ako. Sabi ko, bakit hindi ang Baptist? Sila ay kaibigan ng Israel. Kahapon ko lang nalaman yun eh. Imagine, these are billions of dollars in operation sa agricultural development. At sila yung napilian ng Israel na religion dito na gamitin yung funds. Embassy. Ang ambassador ng Israel, ang kahapon nag-appear dito sa Channel 25. Kung sabagay, parehas sila maiwan sa tribulation eh. So kasama yan sila dito. Tribulation period. All unsaved will be cast into the lake of fire after the great white throne. Okay, so, anong ginawa ng Panginoon sa dispensation? Dispensation ng tribulation period, grasya pa rin ng Panginoon. 2 witnesses and the 144,000 Israelites will continue to proclaim God's redemption by the blood of the Lamb pa rin. Okay, kaya ito yung seventh dispensation at ito na yung description. Ang seventh dispensation is the millennium. Yan na ang millennial reign ni Jesus Christ. It will be Israeli empire under Christ. Ang tribulation period is Ismaili empire, Ismael's empire under the Antichrist. Or Israel under the Antichrist. Ito naman is the empire of Israel. Parang mahirap paniwalaan na ang katapusan pala na mortal na grupo ng mga tao na maiwan dito sa mundo for 1,000 years, sila po ay tawagin na Jewish Empire. Pero makapaniwala ako niyan dahil naka-empire nga ang Egypt. Sino bang Egypt? Naka-empire nga yung mga na yan. Pagkatapos sabihin mo na, hindi pwede ang Israeli magiging empire. Nagiging kalaban na nga sila, nagiging kawawa nga sila sa 6 ka-empire. The only time that they are going to be above the world and become a number 1 nation in the world is when Christ comes, because Israel will be an empire. And it will be a worldwide empire. I think it's going to be the biggest empire because ang longevity of life sa millennium is again 900 years to 1,000 years. Walang namamatay. Ang pinapatay lang yung rebelde. Pag hindi ka lang magrebelde, hindi ka mapatay. I think even cancer will not be in the millennium. There will be no cancer in the millennium. People's lives are going to be. Vegetarian na talaga tayo. Yung mga kumakain ng baboy, wala na yan. Kasi ang baboy, gawin na lang yan na item, mga pet siguro yun sila sa baboy. Hindi na yan sila pagkainin. Isda siguro kainin. Ako baka hindi. Gusto niya ng Panginoon siguro, Garden ng Eden ulit. Okay, so, from Armageddon to the Great White Throne, ito po ay 1,000 years. The test, again, is millennium. Test is faith. Obedience to the laws given to Moses for mortals who survive. Minsan kasi, akala natin, hindi naman binding yung batas ni Moses. ang tawag niyan, pag hindi ka nagre-respeto sa batas ni Moses, ang tawag sa iyo ay antinomian. Kaya kung makita nyo yung term na antinomianism, yun ang doktrina sa theology na sinasabi nila na ang batas ni Moses ay hindi na binding. Tapos na yun daw. Kasi Christians na tayo. Sino nagsabi? Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Yung 613 na clear na law sa Israel, they are still binding. Kahit na batas ni Moses. To prove that is, that will be the same laws that will be enforced by Jesus Christ sa millennium. Because God is not going to start another Mount Sinai to give His laws because yung nabigay sa kay Moses came from God. So God is not going to revoke all of that law para sa millennium. It's going to be the same laws na nabigay sa Mount Sinai. In fact, all the sacrifices will have a different meaning. May pilgrimage. Every nation will have to go send representatives to Jerusalem during this time. So it's obedience to the laws given to Moses. And test ang faith nila would be yung sa Armageddon, the same din, no? Faith sa Armageddon din. Ang innocent babies na maiwan sa Armageddon, they are going to go through ito Armageddon survivals yan. Ang survivor sa Armageddon will be innocent babies. And when they enter the millennium, they will be subjected to obedience to the laws of God. So faith, again, is obedience to the laws of God. Okay. 8 minutes. Ito na lang. Pagkatapos, ipatuloy natin ito sa linggo. Okay, so mabuti na rin dahil alanganin na tigilan ko dito ay marami pang bitin dito eh. Pero okay naman to dahil nakakauwi kayo at 11:30. Okay. Question. Who may enter the millennium as mortals? Answer. This issue had been a lingering controversy among Baptists. It is largely due to some misinterpretation of some prophetic passages. First, dahil na misinterpret ito, nagkakaroon ng problema kung sino papasok sa millennium. First, in Matthew 24:36-41, some interpret those taken. 2 women, 2 men shall be plowing, working in the field. 1 shall be taken, the other left behind. 2 men shall be sleeping in the bed. Sabi nila, homo ata yun . Bakit 2 men sleeping together? These are workers in the bunkhouse. Hindi ba sa farm? Wala naman ng babae doon sa farm nga nag-plow nga isali mo doon sa mga lalaki. When you are in the farm, everybody in the bunkhouse are all boys. So they are workers. 2 men shall be sleeping together. 1 shall be taken, the other left behind. 2 women shall be grinding in the field. 1 shall be taken, the other... Alam mo ang sabi ng ibang interpreter? Kuwan daw yun? Sa end time na yun, doon sa Great White Throne. Kasi ano yun? Sabi nila, ang taken is to be cast into hell. So, 2 men shall be grinding, 2 women shall be grinding at the mill, 1 woman shall be taken and thrown to hell. The other one remain to live in the millennium. Yan ang, baka magsabi kayo, nagawa-gawa ko lang yan. Look at your commentaries in the major seminaries. Most of the commentaries will tell you that, including some of our own Baptist commentators. 1 shall be thrown to hell, the other will enter the millennium. 2 men shall be working in the field. 1 will be thrown to hell, and the other enter into the millennium. Kailan nga itapon ng mga tao sa impyerno? After the Great White Throne, hindi before the millennium. This is putting people to hell before the millennium. Kasimple lang. Nobody goes to hell before the millennium. Ang doon sa millennium, nalagay doon yung false prophet lang at saka antikristo. Sila lang yung nilagay sa hell. The devil is not even there yet. This is teaching that the unbelievers are raptured to hell at the end of the tribulation period, and the saints will be left to continue living through the millennium. Na-save ka na sa tribulation period, papasok ka sa millennium as mortal, pagkatapos subukan ka naman ulit at the end, kung susunod ka sa kay Satanas sa gindi, then save ka na dito sa tribulation period because hindi ka nagpamarka, you became loyal to God, then you will be tested again dito sa loyalty mo. Ilang beses ka talaga, ligtas ka na, subukan ka pa ulit. Ang iba kasi gusto na, doon ka na nga sa langit, tapos balik ka pa dito sa lupa para mag-asawa ulit at magparami naman ng iyong angkan. No, it will not be. Logic lang at saka reason eh. This event better fits the rapture of the church. When the saved is raptured and the unsaved mortals left behind for the Antichrist. Okay. Kaya lang, this idea is minority. Siguro sa 10 na commentator siguro, baka 1 o 2 lang ang nagtuturo nga ito before the millennium. Second, at ito na lang ang atin because we cannot finish this. In Matthew 25:31 to 46. Many interpret this as an event which will determine who will and who will not enter the millennium. They say that the nation still living who had been good to the Jews will enter the millennium, their whole population. Ngayon, wala na. Kasi the Philippines, Iglesia rin ni Cristo ata ang nagmamahal sa Hudyo. At tayo, mga Baptist. Ang iba kalaban niya. Those who had not been good to the Jews will be cast into everlasting punishment. This interpretation raises many theological problems, and we will look at that on Sunday. Mr. Sanglap reminded me the other, I think it was a few months ago. He said, do you know that when Manuel Quezon was the president, at saka sila ni Rojas, Manuel Quezon, and sino nga yung alan ni Rojas? Lolo ni Mar. Sinabi ito ng Iglesia ni Cristo sa ilang broadcast eh. Makita nila yung mga pictures ng mga refugee, ng mga Hudyo na galing all over the world na hindi tinanggap doon sa Israel kasi sinarahan na ng British government. Sobra na daw yung migration. Some of them reach our Philippine soil. Sobra sila 1,000, no? They were more than 1,000. Tinanggap dito ng ating gobyerno. The Republic of the Philippines ng 1946. Dumating sila dito mga 1948. Inalagaan sila dito sa Pilipinas. At ang pangalan nila ay nakalista pa. Alam ng Iglesia ni Cristo. Kasi binigay sa kanila yung pangalan. At the Philippines is honored for the goodness that we extended to the Jews after the Second World War. Pero ngayon, I do not know. Okay, may pagsabihin mo na ang papasok sa millennium, ang kaibigan lang ng Hudyo. Kailan naging kaibigan? Yung mga kaibigan ng Hudyo noon, patay na lahat eh. Paano mo pa sila mapapasok sa millennium as mortals? Kailangan ang papasukin mo sa millennium, may mortal ngayon. At sino ang kaibigan ng Hudyo ngayon? Na nasyon. America is not even a friend of Israel anymore. It's getting to become an enemy of Israel. Great Britain is not anymore a friend of Israel because most of the people there are already favoring Islam. Canada is turning against Israel now. Canada, even Australia. Why? Because of the influence of Muslims in these countries. Okay, so dyan lang muna tayo. We will continue our program. Ito pa rin, we will have revival, ganun pa rin ang schedule natin. And who knows, this kind of schedule may be good after all until the rapture. Okay, let's sing our closing song.